inside the CitrusTV studios with Stephen Konowitz and Kevin Ryan. I'm Evan Weston Hardy, and welcome to Q's Countdown. Boys, first question on everybody's mind. How's your bracket holding up?
Pretty good. My favorite pick that I got was North Dakota State. Who expected them to win?
Oh, I didn't expect them to win. I was done when Harvard upset
Cincinnati. Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Actually, at North Dakota State, I was this close on New Mexico State in that last overtime game. Just missed that one.
And then St. Joe's lost to UConn. I had St. Joe's going.
Sounds like. And then the coach for Binghamton, Tommy Dempsey, trying to get this program back on track after a scandal a few years ago.
He's his second year with the team. Before that, he was in Jersey with Riders, spent 7 seasons there, a 119-105 record. And the thing that Binghamton really likes about this coach is his recruiting. He got Reed, as we mentioned earlier, the star freshman, and also when he was at Rider, he recruited Jason Thompson, who was a 2008 lottery pick in the NBA.
Next up, just compare the whole team. Last year's team that went to the Final Four but had a shaky run in February, or this year's team, which is ranked 4th in the country so far.
Yeah, last year's squad, despite an impressive finish, was rocky for most of the season, whereas this year's squad, which is supposed to be younger and experienced and figured themselves out to this point, especially against the quality of competition they played in Maui and then in the Big Ten Challenge against Indiana, has fared much better, and I'm more impressed with the versatility this season.
How can you not be impressed with the Final Four appearance? I'm going with last year's team. Just look at Brandon Trish. He's pumped up. That senior leadership between him and Sutherland, that was key. It's only really CJ Fair, who's the senior now, and going into ACC play, we don't know how that's going to work out.
Banquet is a senior as well.
You know what, Steve, though? I'll say this. Last year's team had 2 legitimate scorers in Fair and Sutherland. This year, Fair, Grant, Cooney, Ennis. Give me this year's team over last year's. Bold statements from Bobby and I so far.
Okay, tweet number 2. Again, let's head out to the Twitter. Can Syracuse handle Cameron Indoor? Always a hostile environment down in Durham. Steve, we'll start with you.
I don't think that they're going to be able to handle the hostile environment. It is incredible what that place is like. This Syracuse team hasn't played at a place like that. Cameron is crazy. They call them the crazies, and it's for a very good reason. They are absolutely insane. The students are nuts. Syracuse will have a very hard time playing against this team in that environment.
They played in a place called the Oakland Zoo.
I'm with you, Kevin.
For whatever reason, they were playing in a hostile environment already with the Pittsburgh. So I don't see how they can't handle the Cameron crazies over there in Duke.
Well, Syracuse has played Pitt before in the Big East. They haven't played Duke before at Cameron.
Yeah, I understand, but I think that with Tyler Ennis and CJ Fair, they're smooth, they're cool, calm, and collected. I think they can definitely, positively handle them in Duke, the Cameron crazies.
I'm with Kevin Ryans on this one. The Pete is equally insane as Cameron Indoor. I think SU, especially Jim Boeheim in all his years, have seen crazy environments. I don't think Cameron Indoor will be anything new for the Orange. Okay, guys, last tweet, and it goes to a little UFC fighting. If we got Otto the Orange and the Duke Blue Devil in the cage, which one do you think emerges victorious? This comes from Luke Casino.
Well, I like this one, and I'm going to go Otto the Orange. And Otto the Orange, he's going to confuse the heck out of people by turning his little orange thing around. He's going to confuse the Blue Devil, and and then once the Blue Devil is befuddled, boom, here comes the orange juice right in the Blue Devil's eye. I definitely think Otto would win this one.
I think Otto's just too nice. I think Otto's like a pacifist. I don't really see Otto putting up much of a fight. I think the Duke Blue Devil will be, more, aggressive and take down Otto. I don't know. I just don't see Otto being able to.
Guys, you didn't cut B-roll for this? You didn't get Otto doing Rocky running up the stairs? Come on. These guys have been training for this.
Otto's definitely more friendlier. So, I mean, I can see.
I've got the Blue Devil.
I like the confusion better.
I did a good job of convincing Kevin that I'm correct.
I didn't say you're correct. I just said that he'll confuse people.
You kind of did.
He confuses me sometimes. I give a high five and all of a sudden he's not there.
Back here in the studio with Stephen and Kevin, a lot of guys gone from last year's Duke team guys. Jake Tripucka, Josh Offit, David Lawson. Let's find out who's picking up the slack, starting with Brendan Fowler, the first-team All-American.
Yeah, you just saw him in the video right there. He went 20 for 28 in the faceoffs there. Brendan Fowler, more like Brendan Faceoff. He's the specialist for them. He just gets it going, and it's not just because of his quickness. Look at that muscle right there. He's an animal down low. He'll fight for the ball, and that's really important to get all those face-offs because that means Duke will have a longer possession and will be able to score first.
If Syracuse can play good defense, then they can definitely hold them. But to me, it's just I'm not confused.
All right, Steve, who you got?
All right, I'm going to give it plain and straight. 77-72 Duke. It's definitely going to be way more high scoring than what Kevin said because in that first one, it was very high scoring. So I don't see that changing. 77-72 Duke. That's all we got.